half the time it's like they'll act like they're going to solve something and then they'll write back, well, we found that this and that. So you write your letter and it's like, screw you, I don't even want to take your call. I'm just going to write the letter. I'm going to leave the message. This is Lisa Guthrie. I'm at 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. And I need to tell you about some terrorists that are here. And this is Cannibal Zombie Washington. Everybody in Washington is a cannibal, lunatic, depraved zombie. However you want to put it. That's not the best of English. It's about 3:30 in the morning. I've been kept awake. There have been morons yapping in this area. This is a crawl space. They've made kidnapping threats. And then they've also been yapping in 207. They've also then, if I walk in here, which I'm going to use the bathroom, they'll be collected in the closet because it's like a train kind of formation, and then along what looks out on I-5. And so this is 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. Now I'm going to tell you who's here. These are all lunatics, and you've got a terrorist list that I want you to make sure you know these terrorists. You've got Dr. Jaffe here illegally, no jurisdiction. He makes illegal operation threats. You've got Don and Larry Blackmer, their estranged relatives, Blackmer Construction, Michael Tudhope Construction, Melissa Udd, Steve Udd, Melissa Udd's ugly daughters, Emily, and I don't know what the other thing's name is. Remember, if you hear any people, there's nobody normal, including freaks either in 207 or a crawl space, and it's a crawl space here. This is a bathroom. Behind here, it's my bedroom, which I don't use. It's a death trap. I stay out here, at least it has a console. There are trap doors that are illegal. My sister has been doing this for years, building trap doors. She wasn't, I thought she was a bitch, yes, but I thought she was industrious. It turns out she's not. She's just an ugly moron. She's probably in the dullness range, pre-zombie. And along with her husband, probably dull. If you look up at an old sort of, it's like a mental guide, a guide to how intelligent somebody is. So my sister's probably dull range. Along with Larry, same with Melissa Udd. Melissa Udd, their daughter's probably lower. It turns out she was special ed, and she's probably had about 800 or more identities. So basically, all of these people have committed a genocide against whites, white-looking, Semite, and warm-skinned Europeans. Including my dirty family, they're actually secret black Nazis. And I'm wearing this because it's cold and I've got the windows open. Usually they are cannibal zombies, so I smell blood, usually, or fecal and urine of their victims. And also, like, before I got sick with this last cold, it smelled like rotted corpse cooked. That's why I don't eat any meat here. This is not working. And there's a whore yapping episotomies. These bums will yap about torture threats continuously. Episotomy. She can't even pronounce it, but she's going to do it to you. Remember, what is an episiotomy? It is something you do to pregnant women. So you've got Eric Andre Kinzel, Greg Kinzel, perhaps their mother, Susan Bossert Kinzel. Susan Bossert Kinzel is important to note. Why? This scenario of false professional, real professional. She used to be a nurse. She's not now. But she'll pull off kidnappings playing committee with her crackhead son, Eric Andre Kinzel. I don't even think that Eric Andre Kinzel has worked for years. I think he's a gang member, bum. That's it. It's probably not even years. You've got about 10 retards from Aurora DSC. That's a place for disabled people. You've got about with the staff that are crack whores, you've got about 10 whores from Elizabeth Gregory Home, and then probably 8 or so indigents from Elizabeth Gregory Home, including a creepy transgender that's a rapist, that's a black male, a crip, puffy face, ugly. It's very typical. And that's why I don't do politically correct in Washington. The gang member zombie things will actually use transgender males as rapists. Why? They're large and they have the strength of men. They're men. And what else? They have the penis of the male. The male sex organ, I should have said. Here in Washington, it's usually not sex, a lot of it's rape. Including the ugly boogeyman that comes to carry you off, which is quite a popular activity. Now, there is a camera on this area. It has quieted down a little bit. But remember, anybody you hear is not normal. You've got a dirty cop named Officer Bobby, and he's of the West Precinct. You've got his retarded, gabbling moron son. And that's significant. What is that? Professional using non-professional. Professional also acting as a non-professional. Pretending there's something they're not. Bunch of crack whores and other bums with the dirty cops. Oh, government. Posse. Diplomats. Doesn't matter if they honk like retards or walk like this and they're clearly retarded. Oh yeah, it's another cop. Maybe it verbal. Sounds like sewage talking. Oh yeah, another cop. I think my stove's not working for heat, unfortunately. Which one was that? Range 3. I don't think it works. I think it's broken. Which I just was using for heat. Everybody's a cannibal zombie. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Here we go. Lights on, but nothing's going. Oops, do I feel it? Oh, that's strange. Now I feel it. Woo! Just turning it on and off. Such an exercise. That's actually smarter than most of the electricians in Washington, by the way. Why? Why did I say that? Well, they targeted smart, pretty, nice, normal. Now, what I think I'm going to do, let's see, this one doesn't look like it's charging as well as it could. Well, it's not too bad. What I might do is actually turn on some Wi-Fi and have a third broadcast, but just one that is Alfred. Or I could have it as a spare waiting. But Alfred is simply a security camera, but But you know those old sayings of, it doesn't just go nowhere, it goes somewhere. When you record something, well, you can also record on Alfred. If I can remember the Wi-Fi password. Oh. I don't think I can remember it now. I changed it. Oh, I did remember it. I could actually do the other one. And at some point, it's actually good to do, no, it doesn't look like it wants to run it. Let's see. It doesn't look like it wants, at some point it would be smart to do traffic cam, basically. Why? Well, whenever there's a threat of kidnapping, which there have been quite a few, it is quite good to apps, and I'm going to flip on some of these. Seemed I refreshed something. 8, what's 8 again? Appliance receptacles. So 8, and I had turned that off because I had found that somebody had done room entry, which is typical of Washington. And and somebody's saying good because they think they're going to get heat or something. I don't know. But anyway, typical when there's room entry in Washington. That's typical. And the first week I was here, the stoves were greasy. Or maybe first couple weeks I didn't really keep track. But importantly, my door was standing open. As told to me by a neighbor when I came back, she's not, nice or normal. But maybe she thought it made her look good to tell me that. So I'm going to use the restroom. And remember, these people that I'm talking about are also armed and dangerous. The dirty cops made sure that the arms fell into the hands of the retards. And these retards are terrorists. They're stockpiling weaponry. They're also involved in plagues. They're also involved in poisons. And remember, they're child molesters, they're murderers, they're rapists, they're torturers. They're cannibals, they're zombies. They torture animals. The meat isn't even legal in Washington. We're listed as a pink state. Like, the consumption is just not as outrageous or as large as some areas. It's very suspicious because there's a lot of meat consumed, but it's not showing that it's being sold or brought in or something. It's pink state. Doesn't match up. Why? Cannibalism and illegal meat trade. Now, it's about 4 in the morning. I'm not a lecturer. I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you what I've experienced. And actually, somebody on Periscope heard the bums yapping and yammering. He actually was texting to them. A couple of others have heard it as well. I'll be right back. It doesn't mean I didn't block those people. Why? Because on Periscope you do get some weirdos. In fact, you get trolls that actually, they'll act like a creepy, scary movie. Can you hear me? And they're actually in the building. I've seen a couple of the morons talking to the worst gang members. They've also played games like, oh, I'm concerned about her. She has nothing in her room. Well, the reason I have nothing in my room, and it's not a mental illness, is because why would you supply for slavers that will kick down your door that would love you to have good stuff in your room? They want you to have stuff in your room so they can victimize you. So this is not an ultra high energy. I don't think this is a safe wall socket. The other one's not going to stretch. I should get another cord eventually. Not that there's a huge future here. So, another one of the terrorists not to forget is Officer Rob Howard of the Seattle Police Department, and he actually works for Seattle Housing Authority. This is a Seattle Housing Authority building, Green Lake Plaza. Well, instead of suppressing the crime, these bums have a long history of working with the dirty police, and they suppress the victim. And they also cover up for garbage. And Seattle Housing Authorities always hired mentally ill drug addicts. So you've got this pattern going on in Washington. The very worst of the worst is everything, especially as of 14 years ago, because they made it a killing field. And people openly committed genocide. And I was modestly stating that, and I was stating 3 to 30 because I didn't want to exaggerate. I don't like exaggeration. If you're going to present something, you need to present the truth. So it turns out some people have 3,000 identities. And some of the dirty cops, of course, have quite a few identities as well. And there's another retard that's up here in the closet. He is another ugly boogeyman. He looks white. He's got kind of a gross, funny mouth. And he dyes his hair from gray, silver, to blonde. This little black truck is out there. It's right there, usually. He's an ugly man. He's about 5'10". He's got a big ass, which I've seen lately because he bends over his truck. Ugly, ugly filth. He has threatened me. And by the way, there's a retard yapping in the closet behind it. And remember, I just came from that area to go to the bathroom. It's a moron. He's not here legally, and I can have him arrested. So, what mental hospital would you like to go to, ugly? What mental hospital, ugly? Remember, nobody's going to, oh, and I just heard an animal of some sort, including a lamb. They are animal torturers and sacrificers. So, what you can do, this is better than nothing, put everybody in the bodies of their victims. So, curse them. God doesn't like zombies, I guarantee it. He doesn't like cannibal Satanist zombie things. Shut the hell up, ugly fucker. What mental hospital do you want to go to, bitch? And one of them is an ugly ex-security guard of the Pike Place Market. He's a black Nazi. He's actually bragged of killing 40 whites a day. So if you can hear him, what you could do is call the FBI in another state and call the president. They are all messed up in Washington. They're all crazy. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make a lot of noise. So what their favorite thing to do is say, we're going to break in, you're not going to make any noise, you're not going to do this. The ugly ex-security guard of the Pike Place Market is in the closet along with the fat-ass thing that dyes its hair blonde with the black truck. He's behind the closet. And he's transmitting on YouTube, probably. How's that for quiet? In fact, I'm going to open the window. I'm sure if you can just put up a bit. I might go to a different one. Or maybe I'll wait, because I'm not going to have battery on that end soon. But the important thing is I'm capturing out there. No, it's going to go to no battery because the electricity isn't great. So it's actually 53%. Might try this one. I don't know if it's even going to stand. And another bum is Kathy Cox. She's a welfare shit-ass moron. She's on welfare. She's a welfare bitch. She's on heroin. She goes to the methadone clinic. Remember, the dirty cops used all these whores and other morons and acted like they were FBI, diplomat, nurse. What is she? Well, she was a kind of a butt wiper at a notorious school. It's called Furcrest. It was notorious. I think it's been shut down, and she may have been responsible for some murders there. Kathy Cox, Burt Gilman Place Apartments. That's where I knew that thing. She was my neighbor. I actually had an anti-harassment order against the whore. So she's been stalking me ever since. She just thinks if she's not seen, nobody will notice. So she stalked me even like 3 apartments. And she's an ugly dog, and there'd be no reason to go anywhere with a whore like her. And they think they're going to use, again, the welfare system, which they have, to torture, rape, and enslave people. Her daughter probably still lives in the upper part of Burt Gilman Place Apartments. And a whore still yapping about your kidneys placed in a pool. Am I going to listen to a whore and act like she has authority? No, I'm not. It's a stinky hoe. Stinky hoes don't have authority, even if it's the whole state. It's a stinky hoe. Just like Kathy Cox, even standing there with a gun, and with 2 dirty cops in the building, she's still a stinky whore. And a stinky hoe's friend, that's a dirty cop with a retard son, it's still a retard son. It has nothing to do with anything such as legal. It's a retardo that's the son of the dirty cop. That's the friend of a dirty whore. That's all it is. Lunatics. And the dirty cops, they need to be put on your terrorist lists. They have either directly or indirectly, they have threatened the government. They have threatened the president. They like to play government. They also have threatened every state. They have threatened NATO and non-NATO countries. They have even, as stupid as you can hear, they have stupidly threatened countries like Russia. Non-NATO. We might end up in a war with Russia eventually. these are all retardos, and this drama goes on. Now, what was the drama last night? Well, anything to do with survival and a white-looking Semite or worm-skinned European actually had a laundry appointment. This usually happens before a laundry appointment. Every time. And then, oh, it happened Friday over, and you can see all these black Nazis, and remember, I'm not even white. I'm at least an eighth black, and some Native American. Black Nazi, vile creatures, threatening me at the food bank. Big potty monsters. Big pigs, some of them. And, you know, others too, not just black Nazis. But then I was in a food bank area today. I wasn't even at the food bank. Big, fat, potty monster, ugly black males threatening me, including an ugly black male at the library who confidently thought he could drag me off. You know that's illegal, don't you? But what the in Washington State we have it's like they set up the third world country of morons. They also killed people because they were smart, pretty, nice, handsome, normal. There's a bum yapping, and remember, I've talked to you before, the zombies get emotional about when they can't commit a crime. When else? Oh, if they had a cold, like the cold I had, where I was, you know, because I have asthma, allergies, chemical sensitivities, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, a horse-threatening drive. They like to make driving, kidnapping, rape, torture threats. Including them that can pretend you're a prostitute if you get in a car. Because remember, they've gang raped people, including me. Oh, they're playing sterile and inbred. Oh, the black Nazis love to play inbred. And have you seen some of these shit-ass morons on my tapes? Do you care what a retarded of any color in Washington says? Have you seen them? They're retarded, ugly fuckers. And interesting to note, they've said the word inbred about whites, and they're ugly and retarded. So you've got ugly 30 IQ morons choosing who would live or die. People that have been on welfare for 80 years, and guess what? You've got the ugliest people on the planet, probably uglier than any universe. And you see the same character or the same characteristics over and over. You've got melon head guy of any color, big, like kind of stocky. Usually, some of them grow beards and they have black hair and dark eyes. You've got melon head combined with features thrown at it. You've got head that's been stepped on, with like usually stepped on, huge weird noses. Oh, so inbred. But you've got people that picked who would live or die. So you've got like, oh, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of this ugly type, hundreds of thousands of that ugly type. So you see it over and over. Why? Because it's not diverse, so you're seeing it. You've got Oompa Loompa guy who has a lowered short leg ratio with a big female hip set. Over and over and over. Oompa Loompa man, confidently striding among other men and women and telling you what to do because you look white. And he looks like he's wearing diapers and they padded him out. Same thing happened in World War II. If you look at the soldiers in World War II, you've got people with clear anomalies. Their mothers drank, their mothers didn't have enough nutrition. Ugly, drunk-looking things. Generations of drunks. Here, generations of drunken druggies. interesting phenomena. They also like the Nazis. The black Nazis love Nazis. So do the Asians. They constantly espouse the ideals of anti-Semitism. So there's a bum making a laundry slavery threat, as usual. And am I going to do it? No. It's going to end with SWAT team, somebody getting shot. I'm not going to do laundry. Buildings shut down. Building on news. That's how it goes. And I will leave when the SWAT team carts these fuckers away. That's when I leave the building. As in, you know, oh, it's dark out, I'm going outside. So, ugly, shit-ass morons playing you're going outside, you're going downstairs. SWAT team. SWAT team coming for Officer Bobby and Officer Rob Howard and the other maniacs. And by the way, you've got Officer Bobby's son on video if it transmitted. And this is going way down in charge. There's a whore named Stephanie here. She is another heroin addict. And remember, the ugly, dirty police like to portray that these morons are what? Police and other professionals, when they're not. Police and other professionals, huh? No, that won't reach. I should have. Oh, and there's a bum laughing about my pony. And they will taunt you about tortured animals. And they like to play, oh, well, you wouldn't be our slave. You wouldn't go in a car. You wouldn't give us all your money. So we're going to hurt every blah, blah, blah. Well, show him his granny. Turns out your ugly-ass granny bitch was hiding as a pony, ugly fucker. How about that, bitch? You like it? Show everybody their ancestors. There's some really good now. Oh, no wonder it's down too, because the charging cord thing. And there's a bum yapping about visit. There is no visit. These are gross bums that nobody likes, nobody wants. They're stinky, ugly, shitty morons. Even the dirty cops are stinky, shit-ass morons. Literally, shit-ass moron. Many of these things stink for a reason. They mess their pants. That's what I'm telling you. They're retarded. Stinky, ugly bastards that nobody wants, nobody likes. They're retardos. Michael Benjamin Davis Wood's mother is here. Speaking of stinky ass retard. I'm getting my charger changed. And of course, Dr. Jaffe's son is retarded as well. And Dr. Jaffe, he probably has accidents as well. Remember, they're retarded people. And if I would let them, they'd kick in the door, which they've tried. And they'll try to portray it as legal, and dirty 911 operators will help them. There's a whore playing one-item control, blah, 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 making a decree. You don't make a decree with me, you ugly bitch. You're an ugly, shit-ass moron. They're all whores. They all stink. And when I call these women whores, there is a reason. The men are rapists, too. But they're rapists. They're whores. They can't control themselves in regard to their, their sexual area. They can't control themselves. They are all rapists, including the transgender. And there's a whore playing oral, blah, 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 blah. Remember, that's all they'll chant. They'll stand there chanting oral. It could be a 70-year-old woman. You know they're zombies, they're gone. They'll chant about oral. Oral this, oral that. Yap, yap this about oral. Blah, blah, blah. Blood. Get your blood. So remember, there's nothing left of the cannibal zombie freak thing. It's gone. So can you imagine ugly old ladies chanting about oral this, oral that? And there's a horror chanting, you will supply gloves on. And so that could mean a reference. Remember, the shit-ass morons will talk in code. The shit-ass moron might be making a reference to condoms. And am I going to supply anything? No, these are shit-ass morons. And remember, 7-year-old women chanting about being able to rape you. There's nothing left. They're going to prove that they are zombies every second. And they prove to you that they need to be committed and arrested. They're freaks, basically. So I might have to do some fancy shifting because my battery leaked over there. It tends to shut them up a little bit if they are, and also they've proven the existence of illegal surveillance. How? Because they start to shut up once you put the camera on. Remember, there's nothing normal in Washington. Everything is known as a sham business. It is known. There's a whore playing Pick Her Up. Remember, it's a kidnapping threat by whores. She's a kidnapper. She's a rapist. They're scum. There's no reason to go with any of them. It's called, you need to get them committed and arrested. Shut the fuck up, ugly freak. Nobody's going to listen to an ugly fucking freak. You're going to get yourself shot. That's the idea. That's what you want. You're going to get yourself shot by a SWAT team. So they want your help, apparently, in getting arrested and committed. Ugly morons want your help getting arrested and committed, including dog butt officers of the Seattle Police Department. One of the retardos is Deborah Layton. She's a welfare cheat. She is an insurance cheat. She's from Burt Gilman Place Apartments. She likes to pretend she's a cop. She's a diplomat. She's a flunked out nurse head injury thing from 1979. She's nobody. She has no jurisdiction over anybody. She's a retardo. She's a retarded bitch. Burt Gilman Place Apartments. Do you listen to retardos? No. So I'm going to go down with the ship, not listening to retardos. It doesn't make sense. Now, so you might say, what are your options? Well, I'm not going to walk off with a retardo and torture for them, which is, or cover up their gory towels by washing them. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're too ugly, first of all. You smell bad and you're retarded. You're not going to tell me what to do, including from a fucking closet. Shit-ass morons. I'm going to help you get committed and arrested. And better. Now, Deborah Layton was allegedly a volunteer teacher. I think she was probably involved mostly in decimations with the school. It was like an ESL school. And she was probably doing decimations. And she didn't even like Asian people, by the way. But she was showing me like checks that added up for $3,000. She was portraying it as volunteer. Why? Because then she didn't have to pay rent, apparently, that was at that rate. So she just was declaring it as her Social Security, which she probably didn't tell her Social Security. She didn't tell the DSHS that she was getting that much money. I can't get this damn thing to work over here. And they're playing cheated on her, gets money, blah, blah, blah. So you'll find that the ugly retards will portray that you owe money. So do you owe retards money? No. Nobody owes any retard any money. And you can have the ugly thing hauled off for pretending that you owed her money. So, ugly bitch, if you'd like to be hauled off pretending I owe money, that's what's going to happen to you, ugly bitch.